Rakaat, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Joke up. صل على محمد وآل محمد. Sorry, inshallah.
I have to give him respect. Go a video, so do your best or whatever exercises that you have. Yeah.
Ya, lakini kwa moja mimi nitataka kumove huku na huku.
Hakuna swali.
Si, okay.
Atachukua msadika anachukua.
Right, okay.
Asante.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, health is wealth. So it's very important that we maintain our health, you see. And apart from the physical exercises, as I have been doing, it is the breathing exercise which is very, very important. There are many types of breathing exercises, but because of the time constraints, unfortunately, I can just do one or two. So let's start with the typical Anulom Vilom breathing exercise, which I have been showing to you. And this is also very good for people who have got heart problems. So what you do, press this part. Look at me. You see this? Here. Breathe in. Then hold here and breathe out here. The same, then start here. Press. Press. Do this 10 times. Then we do Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati, it's difficult for me to explain to you, but just see the way I do it. Now we do something called bumblebee. Now, bumblebee breathing exercise is very good for those people who are suffering from sinus problem or catarrh. And we'll do only three times because there are exercises that I have to perform as well. You can do 5 times or 10 times. Do this every day in the morning. All those people who have got sore throat in this will definitely they'll see the relief. So just see what I do. Block your ears and your eyes. And then breathe in and make a bumblebee sound. Okay? Breathe in. Breathe in again. So do this more than 3 times. And let's do the tapping, which I showed you last time. We do it very quickly. We start with the karate chop displays. Okay, just tap it. While you are tapping, in your mind, in your imagination, say to yourself, I'm getting better, the pain is gone, all the anxiety is gone. So keep on firmly, but just tenderly like that one. Here. On the right hand side, then here on the left, the start of the eyebrows here. These are 9 meridian points which activate all the other organs of the body, you see. All right? Then here beside the eyes, tap, 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 tap. All right? Under the eyes with 2 fingers, on the bone itself here. Under your nose. The chin here. All right? And 4 fingers under the armpit, below the 4 fingers, with all the 4 fingers tap here. Then do on the left. I said to you, I'm now getting better. The pain is gone. All the anxiety is gone. I feel much better. All right. And this is the last point on your head. Right, thank you very much. Now, before I start any exercise, I think it's very, very important that I show a set of exercises for people, especially over the age of 70, who have problems in walking, those who have to use stick, and those who have experienced fall, and they get a bit worried and afraid, and they're not able to walk properly. So try and do these exercises, and you will find a great improvement, a great relief, and you will be able to walk much, much better than you were walking before. But to start with, we do this exercise. If you could stand up, please. Hold your seat, if you can.
I've been asked to do the recording, so can you give me 1 second?
All right.
Change.
Hi. All right. So raise your leg. Yeah. Raise. Uh-huh. But you hold on to something. Okay. And the more you can sustain, keep it there, is better. Raise this left leg as well. No. Oh my God! I don't know who can do that. All right. All right. Now, do this if you are able to. If you are not, then please don't do it, otherwise you might fall down. But just keep your hands like this and raise your right leg, left leg, right leg, slowly, left leg, and bring down slowly. Don't do fast, slowly. And then slowly, gradually, raise a little bit higher, slowly come down, slowly come down, down, slowly. This is one of the best exercises for those people who have a balance problem. Good. Now, there are 3 types of walking which will improve your walking and your balance considerably. It is walking on the toe, walking from the car in the hills, and tandem walking. So say, for example, you have a cabinet in the kitchen. You have this kind of surface. If you can't walk on your without touching something, get hold of this, so support this, and walk on your toes like this. Okay. Keep on walking. Very good. Keep on walking on your toes. This will do 2 things. At the same time, it will strengthen this muscle. All right. And then you have heel walking. Okay. Walking on your heels. All right. Yeah. So keep on doing this about 10 times. Now tandem walking. Tandem walking is, say this is your one foot, that's another one. So I'll walk like this. But do have the support of something, otherwise you can't do. You see. You're okay. Heavy. 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 All right.
You do exercise better if you put your book in your head.
Well, this is called tandem walking. So tiptoe walking, heel walking, and tandem walking. Right. Okay. Now, most of us, we do not know how to walk properly. I myself included. I have a problem in balance as well, but I have found that this latest thing that I have learned has helped me a lot. You will feel better, you'll get rid of your stick, hopefully, but people are afraid. And so we will find that many people who are afraid that they might fall down, they walk like this. Have you seen them? Huh? That's what. They don't swing their hand. So the best thing to do, how do you swing your hand? When you swing your right hand, you should swing opposite your left foot. Say, for example, now, walk this way, that way, this way, that way. This is physics, biomechanics. So you'll find that you are able to walk really very properly. See, just it takes time because we are used to do the same on the same side. So you start with your right hand, swing your right hand, left. All right? Yeah. So when you step forward, your right leg, it should be your left hand. It should swing. All right? And do it several times, and you'll find that your walking has considerably improved. Another thing, what is the most dangerous movement that you can make? Can anyone tell me? Stepping down. When you step down on the curb or on the staircase, you have to be very, very careful when you step down. This is the reason why there are so many falls, people are falling down. So be very, very careful when you want to step down very slowly, carefully. See? This is the biggest mistake that many people make. So let's do one or two exercises while you are here. Okay, let's start with this. All right? No, not like this. Just see me what I do. Yeah. No, don't raise your hand. Just okay. On. So I do it the other way. Right. Do this way now. Okay, now let's do this way. Now this is for those people who have got sciatica problems. Start with this slowly and then gradually you go further down. Here. That way. Here. All right. Now, do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, now the other one. The other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, do this way. Then there. Again here. Then again there. All right. Right. Now, see what I do this way now. Okay? Okay. Heavy. You swing yourself as well. Go the other way, not jump. And move as well. Move this way. This way. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Very good. Now, as if you want to sit down. You see this? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you can sit down now. Now, try and get up. If you can't do it, do 2, 3, 4, 5, but don't overdo it. Now, stand up. No, stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Machoka. Right, okay. Now, I'll do only a few, 2, 3, just to show you different types of exercises, but you can increase the frequency more than 2 or 3. Do this way now, okay. 1, okay. Simama, stand up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Makwisha. Go this way. Do the other side as well, you see. Now, there's another balance exercise which I forgot to show you. You raise your heel and slowly come down. Raise your heel. No, slowly come down. Now, the last exercise which I should have done before that is the neck exercise. Slowly turn your neck on the right. Come forward. And on the left. John Bailey, come forward. Then do heavy. Top. Down. And do the way the Sunnis are doing. Slowly, very slowly. This way. That way. You have to do it very slowly, otherwise some people may get this dizziness problem. Anyway, thank you very much. Ahsan. Ahsan.
Because I was asked to record and missed up an exercise. Can you do it again for me?
Which one?
The whole of it. Something I've come across. I've got two Chinese friends, some ladies who are lodgers. They have said that when you walk down the stairs at home, never walk down. You must always turn your back and hold onto the banister and walk one by step down. That eliminates all the pains and rheumatism in your knees and on your back. So,
When you take this one, just take this one. Those people who've got knee problem, take this, is very important. Just take it. Those people who've got knee problems, the best thing is to strengthen the muscles around your knee. Strengthen this muscle, strengthen that muscle. You can strengthen this muscle when you're lying down At night when you wake up in the morning, this is your leg, for example, just like this. 2.5, you are stretching this and that. But better still, okay, so I'm strengthening this one. And then you go a bit down, all right? Now to strengthen this muscle, you have to do this. You can feel the tension here. You'll find pregnancy a lot, you see, with your knee problem.
Sorry, Makbul. Please, Makbul, by Surah, yes, Quran for us.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ووعدنا موسى 30 ليلة وأتممناها بعشر فتم ميقات ربه 40 ليلة وقال موسى لأخيه هارون اخلفني في قومي وأصلح ولا تتبع سبيل المفسدين ولما جاء موسى لميقاتنا وكلمه ربه قال رب أرني أنظر إليك قال لن تراني ولكن انظر إلى الجبل فإن استقر مكانه فسوف تراني فلما تجلى ربه للجبل جعله دكا وخر موسى صعيقا فلما أفاق قال سبحانك تبت إليك وأنا أول المؤمنين قال يا موسى إني اصطفيتك على الناس برسالاتي وبكلامي فخذ ما آتيتك وكن من الشاكرين وكتبنا له في الألواح من كل شيء موعظة وتفصيلا لكل شيء فخذها بقوة وأمر قومك يأخذوا بأحسنها سأريكم دار الفاسقين سأصرف عن آياتي الذين يتكبرون في الأرض بغير الحق وإن يروا كل آية لا يؤمنوا بها وإن يروا سبيل الرشد لا يتخذوه سبيلا وإن يروا سبيل الغي يتخذوه سبيلا ذلك بأنهم كذبوا بآياتنا وكانوا عنها غافلين والذين كذبوا بآياتنا ولقاء الآخرة حبطت أعمالهم هل يجزون إلا ما كانوا يعملون واتخذ قوم موسى من بعده من حليهم عجلا جسدا له خوار ألم يروا أنه لا يكلمهم ولا يهديهم سبيلا اتخذوه وكانوا ظالمين ولما سقط في أيديهم ورأوا أنهم قد ضلوا قالوا لئن لم يرحمنا ربنا ويغفر لنا لنكونن من الخاسرين ولما رجع موسى إلى قومه غضبان آسفا قال بئس ما خلفتموني من بعدي أعجلتم أمر ربكم وألقى الألواح وأخذ برأس أخيه يجره إليه قال ابن إن القوم استضعفوني وكادوا يقتلونني فلا تشمت بي الأعداء ولا تجعلني مع القوم الظالمين قال رب اغفر لي ولأخي وادخلنا في رحمتك وأنت أرحم الراحمين إن الذين اتخذوا العجل سينالهم غضب من ربهم وذلة في الحياة الدنيا وكذلك نجزي المفترين والذين عملوا السيئات ثم تابوا من بعدها وآمنوا إن ربك من بعدها لغفور رحيم ولما سكت عن موسى الغضب أخذ الألواح وفي نسختها هدى ورحمة للذين هم لربهم يرهبون واختار موسى قومه 70 رجلا لميقاتنا فلما أخذتهم الرجفة قال رب لو شئت أهلكتهم من قبل وإياي أتهلكنا بها فعل السفهاء منا إن هي إلا فتنتك تضل بها من تشاء وتهدي من تشاء أنت ولينا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الغافرين صدق الله العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum. You just gone into the month of Zilhaj, and it is this month which is very sacred, and I chose the Surah Arafah, verse 142 to 155, because it talks about Nabi Musa going for the tour, which I think Sheikh Anwar Jafar touched on last week or the week before. This is a story about Nabi Musa going on the mountain for 30 days and then 10 more days. And it was the month of Zilqad for the 30 days and 10 days of Zilhaj for the other 10 days. And I'm sure you all know the first verse that I recited was verse 142 of Surah Arafah. And it is one that we recite every night for 10 nights, from 1st Zilhaj to 10th Zilhaj, every night, 2 rakat namaz between Maghrib and Isha, after Alhamd Surah and Kul Wala Surah, we recite this ayah. Okay, so I'll just go through the translation. Sorry about the time. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. We made an appointment with Moses for 30 nights and completed them with 10 more. Thus the tryst of his Lord was completed in 40 nights. And Moses said to Harun, his brother, be my successor among my people and set things right and do not follow the way of agents of corruption. When Moses arrived at our tryst and his Lord spoke to him, he said, my Lord, show yourself to me that I may look at you. He said, you shall not see me, but look at the mountain if it abides in his place. Then you will see me. So when his Lord disclosed himself to the mountain, he leveled it and Moses fell down swooning. When he recovered, he said, immaculate are you. I turn to you in penitence, and I am the first of the faithful. He said, O Moses, I have chosen you over the people with my messages and my speech. So take what I give you and be among the grateful. We wrote for him in the tablets advice concerning all things and an elaboration of all things. And we said, hold on to them with power and bid your people to hold on to the best of what is in them. Soon I shall show you the abode of the transgressors. Soon I shall turn away from my signs those who are unduly arrogant in the earth. Even though they should see every sign, they will not believe in it. And if they see the way of rectitude, they will not take it as their way. And if they see the way of error, they will take it as their way. That is because they deny our signs and are oblivious to them. Those who deny our signs and the encounter of the hereafter, their works have failed. Shall they not be requited for what they used to do? The people of Moses took up in his absence a calf, cast from their ornaments, a body that gave out a lowing sound. Did they not regard that it did not speak to them, nor did it guide them in any way? They took it up for worship, and they were wrongdoers. But when they became remorseful and realized they had gone astray, they said, should our Lord have no mercy on us and forgive us, we will be surely amongst the losers. When Moses returned to his people, angry and indignant, he said, "Evil has been your conduct in my absence. Would you hasten on the edict of your Lord?" He threw down the tablets and seized his brother by the head, pulling him towards himself. He said, "Son of my mother," indeed this is Harun saying, "Son of my mother, indeed these people thought me to be weak, and they were about to kill me. So do not let the enemies gloat over me, and do not take me with the wrongdoing lot." He said, "My Lord, forgive me and my brother, and admit us into your mercy, for you are the most merciful. Indeed, those who took up the calf for worship shall be overtaken by their Lord's wrath and abasement in the life of the world. Thus do we requite the fabricators of lies. Yet to those who commit misdeeds but repent after that and believe, indeed after that your Lord shall surely be all forgiving, all merciful." When Moses' indignation abated, he picked up the tablets whose inscriptions contained guidance and mercy for those who are in awe of the Lord. Moses chose 70 men from his people for our tryst. And when the earthquake seized them, he said, "My Lord, you had wished you would have destroyed them and me before. Will you destroy us because of what the fools amongst us have done? It is only your test by which you lead astray whomever you wish and guide whomever you wish. You are our master, so forgive us and have mercy on us, for you are the best of those who forgive." Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim. Son.
Got a couple of announcements. First of all, let's say Fatiha for Marhum Zulfikar Nain Muhammad Ramtullah, his funeral today. Zulkarnain, yeah, sorry. I haven't got my teeth properly in today. And all our Marhumin, let's say Fatiha for all our Marhumin. Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I got further information about the centenary program Uganda. It's from 24th of September to 6th of October. It's championed by Birmingham, our senior citizen Birmingham chairman, Brother Ghulam Abbas Kaki. Azad has put that on our WhatsApp app, so all the information is there. The cost is 1,550 and all inclusive, hotels and everything, flights and everything. Next week there'll be no senior program because it's Arafat Day, and there'll be Amal here for Arafat Amal. So we will not gonna have any program for senior citizen. We're gonna cut down the program today short. There'll be no open forum because of the funeral. So we try and accommodate Marcia and Surah Yasin before namaz. And now welcome Muhsin Bhai on chair here, and Muhsin Bhai, please.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm very pleased to be here with you, and especially today when Murtaza Bandali showed us these exercises. I feel that we need to follow his exercises because when you see him, he's 3 or 4 years older than me, and he still walks perfectly. And his voice, his breathing is still very good. He can recite Quran, Marcia, Matam in a very good voice without having to struggle about breathing. So these are very good exercises. I hope we will all follow and try to improve ourselves. Now, I would only take a few minutes of your time. Basically, I would like to answer some of the questions you have asked me since I have come here. This time I came for the World Federation conference, but I decided to stay longer up to the 18th of July so that I can meet you all in comfort, and I can also meet my family members. Now, the first question I've been asked is why did I move to India? Well, I moved to India 15 years ago for two reasons. One was my personal reason, because in about 2004, I felt that whatever I was doing here in London, I had completed my task. And by that time, I was getting bored and there was nothing much for me to do. I spent a lot of my time nurturing the youth and developing them and taking them to a high level. By 2004, some of them were already doing that themselves. So I did not have much to do. Number two, which is rather important for all of you to know, my brother Akbar told me that Muhsin, mother and father are now getting old, take them to a warmer climate, and that will improve their quality of life. Now, by that time, my father was already bedbound. He could not read. He used to read a lot of Quran, newspaper, and he could not read. Every time he opened the Quran to read, he used to have a headache. He could not read the paper, he used to get a headache. So when I took him to India and I decided, okay, he told me to go to a warm climate, I did a desk study. I looked at all the warm countries in the world, all the way from Florida up to Malaysia, and I then cut them down in the end to Pakistan and India, and I settled for India. I took my father there in December 2007. 1 month later, 2008 January, he was able to walk. He was walking regularly in the house, and this is something that you also need to do. Is I think if you have got a senior in the house, don't do all the work for them. If my father asks for tea, I will not give him in his hand. I will put it there so that he has to stretch and go and get it. Then that way we kept my father and mother very active by making them do the work. And my house in Bhavnagar is rather long. Is probably the length of my house is probably from here to the end wall. And within 1 month, my father was walking from his bedroom to the kitchen and back. We would not feed him in his room. So this is important to keep the body moving, and which I think all of you need to try and do, because I notice that some of you, unfortunately, your bodies seem to have given up. You can still revive it, and especially by the exercises that are being promoted here. Now, I've been there 15 years. Is India bad? Well, in 15 years, I have not experienced any communal problems at all. I have not met anybody who has insulted me. I have not met anybody who was rude to me. And in fact, I met a lot of people who are very nice. In our school, I am involved with a school in Bhavnagar. That school has got 4,000 students, and we have got 200 teachers. 80% of the teachers are Hindus. They teach there and they teach very well. They are being offered more money to go to teach in Hindu schools. They don't go. They say we are comfortable with the Muslim school. We are being respected. We can teach. We can use our ideas in development of the children. So we don't want to move. Now that is important, and I think I told some of you. Every day for Maghrib and Isha, I go to Juma Masjid, and from there it is 3 kilometers to my house. And every day I walk back. I go by rickshaw, but I walk back 3 kilometers. Now, 2 weeks ago, 1 week before coming here, I was walking and I reached a roundabout, and there you don't go right round the roundabout, you just go straight through. And I reached the middle of the roundabout, and there was something slippery. I stepped on it, and I was right on the floor, completely on the floor. Then there was a couple passing, non-Muslim. I asked the man to lift me up, because once I'm down, I cannot get up. He tried to lift me, he couldn't, because I needed 2 people to lift me up. 5 motorbikes stood, stopped. They all 5 came, all of them non-Muslims, and they helped me get up. And then they asked me how I was I hurt, they checked my legs, and I was all right. They said, okay, now let us drop you. Where were you going? I said, I was going for a walk, so let me finish my walk and I'll go home. They said, no, we'll take you home. Don't walk. When I refused, finally from the center of, one of them said, okay, from the center of the roundabout, let me at least take you to the edge. And he held my hand and took me to the edge. Now, there are good people there. If I were to fall today in London, nobody would even care. But there, the people are good, and people of all communities are good. When I was hospitalized 3-4 months ago, there in the hospital, they rely on family members to look after you. So every night, 2 of the students from the school would spend the night with me in the hospital and look after me till morning. And they did it all themselves, without somebody telling them, go and do this. So the people are excellent, and this is something that we have to learn from them. Those of you who have come there for the heritage group with the World Federation, you will have noticed that the people are extremely hospitable, and that is something that we seem to have lost here. We need to go and pick it up and then try to implement it over here. The respect they have for the elders, the respect they have for the people, and they always call the elder person Kaka or Dada. Now, because of my age, they always call me Dada. Whoever sees me in the street, anybody in the street, even in the shopkeeper, will call me Dada Sunjoyeche. Dada Kemcho. So that is something that we need to learn from them. Now, to go to India, I personally feel that if you can, you should buy a house there and then come there at least for winter, the way the non-Muslims are doing. Because if you go in October, you cannot get a flight because it is all booked by senior citizens going back to India for winter. And then in March, they come back. You can buy a 1-bedroom house. I mean, a few years ago, it was only £5,000. Now it will be about 10,000 to 15,000 pounds. You can get a very good house. You can buy it and you can keep it. And when you are not there, it can be rented out for you. Or you can come there to live and to stay in rented accommodation just for as long as you want. And your monthly expenditure will only be a maximum of 500. You can live between £300 and £500. You can live including the rent of your flat, including the wages of a cleaner who will come and clean your house every day, and all your foodstuffs, everything will not be more than £500. 15 years ago, when people asked me, I had done a full record of, at that time it was $200. I now assume it will be 500. Now with 500 pounds, you know that you need much more money at the moment to live. Life is difficult. Now, who can come to India? You can only come to India to live if you are an Indian citizen or if you got a CIO or OCI. OCI is Overseas Citizen of India. If you can prove that anybody up to your grandfather was born in India, and if you've got the documents, you can get the OCI document. There's a lawyer in Ahmedabad who has helped already about 200 Khojas to get OCI, and he will guide you what documents that you need, and he will get the OCI for you. I had applied here myself when I went 15 years ago, and I had got an OCI within 7 days. Now it takes about 3 months to get an OCI. because without an OCI, you cannot do two things in India. You cannot buy a house, and number two, you cannot open a bank account. So these two things you can't do if you don't have an OCI. When I went, because of my family were coming to see my father, I have a rather big house. As I said, it's long from here to there. And I have got 3 guest bedrooms and suites for you. At the moment, they are all lying empty because since the COVID, my family also don't visit me. So that is why I have come here for a long period. But if any time you want to come to Bhavnagar, you're most welcome. Come, stay with me, and I will help you to go around. If you want to see Kutch, you want to see Gujarat, you want to see your forefathers came from, I can escort you, or I can even guide you what to see and what to do. The people are, as I said, they are very good. Iman-wise, you see here in the West, we normally have namaz and imam and majlis. There is no gap. So there is no, we are not having much time to do any ibadat. There, if you go to the mosque, half an hour before, you find lots and lots of people sitting there reading Quran, praying, reading du'as, and there's a large group who believe in Ziyarat-e Ashura, and every day they recite Ziyarat-e Ashura, and you will see them in the mosque. And similarly at Maghrib time also, before Maghrib, after Isha, lots and lots of people. That is what is missing in the West. You don't see that. The beauty of a place of worship where people are all doing ibadat according to their own wishes. So, and I forgot to tell you, these are questions I'm trying to answer that you have asked me. If on the way you have anything to say, please say so. No need to wait for the end, but please keep to the topic. We should not, I should not be talking of potatoes and you talk of bananas. No, right? Let us keep to the topic. Please disturb in between to speak up, and you are most welcome to do that. Now, when, yeah.
Sorry, what about the food situation? Because when I went to India, which was down south, it was very difficult to get halal. For example, the meat is always slaughtered by a Muslim, but cooked by Hindus. What do you suggest? What is your
Well, these days there are many Muslim restaurants. If you have to eat out, there are Muslim restaurants, so there should not be any problem with that. For myself, I don't cook. I've got a lady, a Snashri lady, who lives 200 meters from my house, and she cooks for me. She sends me a tiffin every day, and every month then she sends me a bill for the tiffin. So these days there is no problem as such. The restaurants have improved.
It's very difficult for a stranger to find out which is, because if you Google it, you don't find out this is a Muslim restaurant. So even if it's a Muslim, it could be Sunnis who employ Hindu cooks.
Then that is a issue of fatwa, because you are not supposed to ask who is serving, who has cooked it. If you know, it's a different issue, right? If you know, but no, and plus normally, for example, in Gujarat, most of the Muslim restaurants only serve vegetables. They don't serve meat, so as not to antagonize the non-Muslims. In our school, whenever we have a meal, we have never have we served meat. It's always vegetables. So that is something, and there is a, like we Khojas became Muslims from Hindus, there are other groups. There is the Momin group. The Jafar Momin was here, for example. There's a whole Momin group. Then there is the Chilia group. The Chilia and the Momin, they are Shias. They are like us. They use more. They do ziyarat, everything like us. but they don't have do taqleed of a living marja. They have a peer whom they follow, right? And the Chilia group, their peer is very, very good. The most of the community are in restaurants. So on long journeys, a lot of the hotels on the way are by the Chilias. And they don't announce, okay, we are Muslims. You will see that they will say pure veg. And then from the name, you know that they are. Plus, they all have a place where you can stop and pray namaz. And you can even pray namaz. You can also use their toilet facilities. You don't have to eat. And they serve vegetable. And it's a good service. At the moment, the high road from Ahmedabad to Mumbai has been done. Almost all the stop on the way, the restaurants, the hotels are all Chilia. So, yes. They can't write. They can't write because then the people will know this is a Muslim one, they will not go. You see, you need to attract the main people. Your main target is the non-Muslims because there are more. You want them to come to you to buy. Yes. Salam.
You just mentioned that there is a lawyer in Ahmedabad
Yes.
who can give you OCI.
Yeah.
Is it Dilip Patwa?
No. Patwa has now become very, very expensive. He was originally from Tanzania. He himself has got an OCI. There is another one, Patel. Patel.
Patwa has given a lot of our family members.
Correct,
OCI.
correct. But now he's very expensive because he knows that the Khojas will pay him. And because I think Marhum Tommy did a lot of work through Patwa. Yes. Yes.
Number two, you just said that you fell down.
Yeah.
People to assist you.
Yeah.
I've lived in UK.
Yeah.
And many, many times I've seen it. People have helped me. When I'm
Yeah.
limping, even white people.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, are you in trouble? You
Yeah.
need any need?
Good.
Once I
Excellent.
was
Very good.
Sitting at a bus stop. Nothing wrong with me. 5 people stopped me. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Good.
This is also happening in here.
Good.
Yeah, it's not an India.
No. India, you people are saying that the Indians are bad. I'm telling you, they are not bad. That's why I gave you the example.
After all, Indians are human.
Yes.
They're all human beings.
So we should not read, we should not follow what the papers say. The papers, they exaggerate for only one reason. They want the BJP to win. It's a political move. When if I do something wrong, it will be publicized in the front page of the newspaper, and then it will say, don't trust the Muslims, give your vote to BJP, they will support you, they will protect you from the Muslims. Yes.
Just after independence, I know a lot of instances when Hindu would rather trust a Muslim more than Hindu.
Yes.
You know why? There was one Hindu who gave money to a Muslim. The other man says, you trust him. Kalma paid Muhammad no koi na paisa nahi khaye. That is the reply. That was what Muslims were.
Yeah.
That's the way the Hindus trusted Muslims. I've lived among Hindus and I know how much they love me.
Good. Very good. Very good point. Now, another point is, yes.
Logistics to getting into Bangladesh.
Yes.
Here.
From here direct, you can go from London to Ahmedabad. There's a direct flight. And you can go direct by Air India or through Qatar or UAE or Abu Dhabi. And then you'll get direct to Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is 3 hours away by road. Yes. And if I know it, then I send you a car. Otherwise, you can take a taxi from there and come. Or you can go to the bus station and take a bus. And there are beautiful luxury coaches that will bring you to. And the road in the past, when I went, the roads were bad. It used to take 5 hours. Now, when I came here just now, the road is now so good. It took me only 2.5 hours from Bhavnagar to Ahmedabad airport. Yes.
Proof of grandparents for OCI.
Yes.
The birth certificates of my parents were issued in Zanzibar
Hmm.
by the Jamaat.
Hmm.
Is there a way it can be found from
Yes, it is possible. If you know which town they came from, the documentation is there. And normally the Ismailis have got full records. But because we are Isnaashris, they don't give it to us. But if we go through the Jamaat, they have got contacts and they will be able to give it to us. Plus at Kabristan, the graveyards, there will be a name there of the grandparents. So all that is acceptable, and the lawyer will guide you and will... yes. Yes. And when I got my OCI, all I had to tell them I was the son of Hussein, and Hussein was the son of Dharamsi, and I had to prove the birth of Dharamsi in India. Now it is a bit more difficult because they found that I may have been adopted by Hussein. I am Muhsin Hussain Dharamsi, but I may have been adopted. So now they are asking for the birth certificate of Hussein also, to show in my birth certificate, to show that I am the son of Hussein. My birth certificate should say so. So things are a little bit now foolproof. Now the other point is that when people come here, especially unfortunately I have to say is the ulama, the first thing they do is they buy the Jamaat directory. And then when they go back, it doesn't cost them much. For 10 pounds, they can get 1,000 letterheads, and they will write you a beautiful letter how poor they are, and they want support from you. I would suggest that when you get a letter from India, just throw it in the bin. Don't trust it, because they have found out that if they by writing, you are going to give them a lot of money. That's number one. And then a lot of them are liars, especially outside Lucknow. There is a village called Hardoi, and 100% of the people of Hardoi are liars. So don't do that. Now, yes.
Lots of calls from Bombay. The code is 91, or sometimes 92, 91 or 92. And I was just wondering how they got this. Now, one of them actually named a certain group, which is in East Africa, said, I got your name from this particular group. But then I say to myself, this is a Maulana, and they keep on, God, even if you block them, they have got their own ways of coming back to you. Yeah. So I was actually going to call you to find out, what shall I do now that you're here? I'm sure I've just ignored them, you see.
Yes, you ignore them. In my opinion, you are not sinful. Because Allah says you have to help anybody who comes, you have got to help. But these people are 100% liars. Right? If you want to help, it's up to you. Because some people insist. Somebody wanted to pay somebody in Hardoi. I said, look, I do not trust. And he said, no, I want to pay him. I said, okay, you send me the money. I will give it to him. I can act as a post box, but I don't trust them. Now, number two, the poverty in India has changed. If you are looking to give somebody that, okay, if there's somebody has got no money for dinner tonight, there is no such thing. The people are now well off, better off. There is nobody who is short of money to buy food. The poverty today is education, housing, and business. So these are the only three things that I prefer, we encourage, and we can bring up the community up. Education, the Muslims are the worst educated people in India, and this has been all the reports since 2006. All the reports say that the Muslims are poor in education, especially the Shias. Because we are all Jannatis, there is no need for us to study. This is what Maulana tells us from the Mimbar. You are going to Jannat, khalas. Right? So unfortunately, and in our school we have tried very, very hard to encourage, we have been able to improve the quality by having classes even for parents. We have classes for parents, we guide the parents, we guide the mothers, and slowly we have been able to bring the standard up, and people are now studying. From our school, the students who have done up to A level, standard 12 if they have finished, nearly 60 or 70 are now in the medical field, and 10 have already become doctors. And in engineers, again, about 70 have become engineers or are becoming engineers. So, but it is hard work. It is very hard to convince them to study. And then, yes.
Is there any way that the BJP forces the Muslims to vote for them?
Many Muslims vote for BJP.
We are told
Yeah.
that BJP forced Muslims to vote for BJP, otherwise they'll be in trouble. They might be even attacked.
How can you force people? How can you? You force me, vote for me. Okay, I will go there and vote. Who is seeing what I am voting? You can't force people. When the World Federation election, one of the person who lost, he said that in India people were forced to vote for Safdar Jafar. How can you force people? You can't. So, and as Sultan Bhai says, we should keep politics out of these discussions. Yes.
What's the medical facilities in Canada compared to other countries?
Right. In the past, people for major operations, you had to go to Ahmedabad. But now the hospitals in Bhavnagar has improved. We have now got many more doctors. We have also got specialists. So medically it is good. I have had both my knees replaced. The first one, you see the people, they still think, no, you must go to Ahmedabad. Everybody asks, no, you must go to Ahmedabad. Okay, I went to Ahmedabad. I got this done for 3.75 lakh rupees, the first one. And the second one, I insisted on doing it in Bhavnagar. All my friends, the people I work with, they were all very upset with me. I got it done. It was 1 lakh rupees cheaper. I got a better service, and I started walking in a much better way, faster than the one in Ahmedabad. Now, these days, as far as our community goes, you see, there, alhamdulillah, there are people now who have got the money to look after the poor. As far as medical goes, there is Haidari helpline. If you are sick, you go to Haidari helpline and you tell them that my doctor says I have got to do this operation. Then Haidari helpline have got a doctor. You have to go to that doctor, and if that doctor confirms that yes, this operation is necessary for you, the money will be fully paid by Haidari helpline. And there are people who help. So anything from 5 rupees up to 5 lakh rupees, you don't have to pay. It is paid for local. There is also a government insurance scheme, but that is only for the people who earn, there's a certain target. It is, no, it's not like an insurance scheme. Haidari helpline gets the money from the rich people. Right? For example, one of the rich people who is also a trustee of our school, he pays for anybody from 5 rupees to 5,000 rupees. He told Haidari helpline, anybody who comes who needs 5 to 5,000, give them and send the bill to me. And then there are others who only pay for operations, 2 lakh rupees and up. So the whole community is covered. So for medical, yes.
Your information is quite informative, which many of us do not know. How we can focus to India's culture, as you said, to visit there or invest there or buy a house there, when Pakistan left there. How can we share? Because in the Western countries, they don't know all these things that India is offering, or Pakistan is offering such kind of services for the betterment of ourselves, also to know, to encourage our culture as well in other, in our culture, languages.
You see, the first thing to do is to come with the the World Federation, the Lekhoja Heritage, like you came, right? That is an eye-opener. But if anybody wants to, you can write to me, you can come to Ahmedabad, I will collect you from Ahmedabad, you can stay in Bhavnagar. As I said, my house is very big and it is available for you to stay. And then you look around. We show you around exactly what you want. I have taken many people on tours of Gujarat. Somebody came from Jamnagar. I had never been to Jamnagar. I took him there. We went. We saw Lalpur. Somebody had come from his ancestors from Lalpur. And you see, the Khojas at one time were in a very high position in India. In Jamnagar, these are all fortresses in the past, and there are gates. One of the gate of Jamnagar is called Khoja Gate. In Bhavnagar, there's a whole area which is called Khojawad, and there's an entrance there, there's a door there by the municipality, and it is written there, entrance to Khojawad. And all inside there are Khojas, Isnashris and Ismailis. We go to our mosque, and about 50 yards away is the Jamaat Khana. So, if somebody comes there, then we can show you around houses that if you want to buy, if you want to rent, it's entirely up to you. And things are getting expensive. The sooner you decide, the better. When I bought the land to build the house, my house is within the school. I had bought it at that time for 400 rupees per square yard. Today is 1 lakh rupees per square yard. So, and we build houses to sell at cost. When I say we, I mean the trustees I work with. They have the money. They build houses at cost to sell to the poor people at cost. And 10 years ago, when they started this scheme, it was only £5,000. Today, it is 15,000. Now, one house is under construction, which will be ready in 3 months' time. That is £15,000 per flat. Another one which has started, which will be ready in 2 years' time, it will be 30,000. You see, the cost is rising.
And is it safe to, in our name, to put it there, and if we are not there, who will be looking after that?
Yes, that is why it is better to buy a flat rather than a house, because the flat will always have a gatekeeper, and there is a housing association that looks after the flats. My brother Jafar had bought a flat, and because he had thought he will come there every year and bring his grandchildren, recently he sold it because he found that he was not coming there very often. And there was no problem. The housing association is there, the place is safe.
Mr. Muhsin,
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you a funny question. I just wanted to ask you a funny question. My name is Azad Hansraj, and you forgot to pick me up from the airport in 1965.
Yes, inshallah, if you come to India, I will not forget to pick you up.
Because
Yes.
your mother and my mother were friends in Karachi.
Yes. Yes.
So I had nobody.
Yes,
knew.
when I saw you come in, I realized you were Azad.
So I just also wanted to tell you and remind you people, I am only important because I am a grand son-in-law of Haji Ghulam Ali Haji Ismail.
Yes.
So that's all.
Yes.
I've got this document, will it be accepted? Then I have another question.
This is a birth certificate.
Will it be accepted?
Yes. Yes, you need to ask the lawyer. I can give you his
Number two,
address.
my mother was born in Kutch,
Yes.
1910. She moved to Africa without any documents.
Yes.
Her parents and grandparents are born there, there are records. Now to find out, somehow, she was born there.
Yes.
She moved without documents in 1900. If she was born 1910, she must have moved by 1915 or 20 or something like that. So if
I can give you the contact of the Kutch Federation president, and you write to him and exactly which town your mother was born in. That's important.
Several years ago, I had communicated with you, but nothing came up.
Nothing came.
About
Yes.
same
Yes.
issues.
Yes.
I didn't get any feedback from you. So anyway, we'll try again.
Yes.
It's always the
Yeah.
case.
If you know the
I've
town
tried
he
to
come
to
from.
India to get
Yeah.
these things sorted
Yes.
out.
Yes. Yes, it's possible.
You'll be
Yes.
my host, let's
Inshallah. Inshallah. You're most welcome. No. Now, besides India, India, as I said, India now the problem is not the small amounts of money required for eating. It is housing, education, and business. And in these three, if you can help, and the local people are helping. Alhamdulillah, now they have been nurtured by the World Federation, and people now have got used to paying. They even pay homes, and quite a few of them pay zakat. So that is going on, but it is going at a certain speed. If you help, that speed can be higher. Like for example, we have housed 165 families in Bhavnagar in the last 10 years who now have their own houses. As long as they had 50% of the cost, the other 50% was given by these people as a loan, and once they pay back, then the paperwork is done in their name. 165, and at the moment we've got 100 people who are waiting to have their own houses. So that is where the help is. Yeah.
Can we take visa here or we can get visa in airport?
No, you can get visa from here, and there are also, I believe, some agencies here who get the visa for you.
Or if you have a Pakistan visa on passport,
Forget it. You'll never come to India.
no,
Forget it. Come, just.
you cannot get. I'm going to apply anyway.
I'll take one more question if anybody goes.
Yes.
What are the facilities for carers in Bhavnagar for the firm and elderly and who are infirm and need constant 24-hour care?
Carers is easy to get people. You can employ people, and quite a few people there have kept 3 carers per day who change every. In fact, they keep 2 carers every 12 hours. They change. It is possible to have. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Hassan.
Nurali, do a mercy for us, please.
Just put the book. This afterwards.
As I said, we're not going to have an open forum because there's a.
Open forum was part of it.
Okay?
Open forum was part of it.
After mercy, I would ask Mahmoud Bhai to do Yasin for us. Yeah? Okay. Just been informed that the Mayat will be coming in at 12:30. Sorry. The Mayat will be coming in at 12:30. So they want the Marcia to be said at that time and Yasin. So we have time. So we got 15 minutes now. Sorry, Muhsin, you got more 15 minutes if you want to carry on. Yeah, please.
Besides India, the other point I wanted to discuss with you was now that we've got hayfields, what to do with Stanmore. Now, when the senior citizens group was being formed, I had suggested at that time that the name is not right. You are not senior citizens, you are community elders. The status is different. And then I was told that to comply with the UK organizations, you had to keep the name senior citizens. But you see, to me, you are elders, and there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders for guiding and taking this community forward. Now, Alhamdulillah, for example, we see one of the points I had against our community is that we are not getting much guidance from the mihrab and the mimbar. But as you saw, this the month of Zilhajj has come, and about Nabi Musa, the ayat, and that you also read, and Sheikh Anwar had mentioned it to last week, before the day arrived. This is the right way to do things, and that is being done by the ulama of today. The old ulama, in my opinion, they should be put on the first flight back to wherever they came from. It is very, very unfortunate. For example, on the question of tabarra, a lot of the alims spend a lot of time talking of tabarra, and in a very bad way, which is even forbidden by our imams. This is not the way you should talk about the leaders of our communities. If you talk about their leaders, they will condemn your leaders. And already we have seen in the recent past, for the first time in Shia history, our imams are being criticized. It was not happening before. The imams were respected by everybody, but it is happening now because of these ulama who do this tabarra nonsense from the mimbar. Now, take the example. I live in Bhavnagar. One of the workers of the trustees, Sajjad Varteji's worker, he told me, Muhsin, we have majlis here, Sunni majlises, would you like to come? This was the first, 15 years ago. I said, yes, I would like to come. So I went. Now the Sunnis, they're normally in the middle of the street, they put a very large mimbar, and then on the street, they all sit on the street, 5,000, 10,000 people, and then they listen to the majlis. Now, the majlis lasts 2 hours. And I went there, I didn't get bored at all, because the way they involve you in the majalis. Now, I found that most of them, they love the Panjatan, especially Janabe Fatima. They speak a lot of good about Janabe Fatima from the mimbar. That's number one. The one who once explained that Allah has left 2 types of leaders after the Prophet. He left Khulafa to do the political administration, and he left the Imams to do the religious guidance. So we believe in both. That's what he said. And then he mentioned the 12 Imams by name. These are the 12 Imams we have to follow. So we need to be very, very careful these days. And yesterday we were having a discussion here, because Allah in the Quran mentions just a few prophets. And most of the Quran, the history that's mentioned there is Middle Eastern history. What about the rest of the world? He says, I have sent guidance to everybody. Okay. What about the prophet of South America and Japan and China and India? And so all these places, all the religions, whichever community you meet, whichever religion they believe in, most probably that religion started from Allah. Afterwards, of course, it gets diverted and things go wrong. I was just studying about Parsis. Now, 3,500 years ago, the person who started the Parsi religion, and it is in their books that God is one. And he mentions God, he was teaching, then the way he guided, it was exactly like what we believe Allah's qualities are. But today they worship fire. So something went wrong. And I also mentioned yesterday, for example, the Jain religion started 2,500 years ago. Now, if you come to Bhavnagar, I will take you to Palitana. Palitana is a town 40 kilometers from Bhavnagar. We go to Hajj once a year, once in a lifetime. We go to Hajj once in a lifetime. The Jains must go to Palitana once in a lifetime. We wear ihram, 2 pieces of cloth. The Jains wear ihram, 2 pieces of cloth when go to Palitana. They were before us, 2,500 years ago. We are only 1,400. So we have copied them, not they have copied us. So you can see the connection that what Allah is. And the ladies, the Jain ladies who go for pilgrimage, they are wearing white hijab, full chadar, the way our ladies wear when they go to Hajj. Exactly the same the Jains are wearing. So there's a lot of similarity, and the source of religion is one. And Allah, we have got that power. Allah has told us that all the religions came and Allah taught us all these things. And instead of us accepting all the other religions, we are at loggerheads with them. Why? So we need to change our attitude a little bit. And I feel that that is the way forward. And Alhamdulillah, we've got younger ulama these days. And Sheikh Jafar, we listened a lot of, in Bhavnagar English is a bit poor, but many of the students listen to the ulama. They listen to Jafar Ladak, they listen to Ali Hussain Datu, they listen to Ammar Naqshwani, and they are improving their English. Yes, sorry. हाँ बुढ़ाओने શું ફાયદો છે હા તમે ત્યાં જાઓ બે ફાયદા છે એક તો અહીંયા તમારા માટે બહુ એક્સપેન્સિવ છે નહીં અમુક હું અહીંયા નહીં રહી શકું હું મારી વાત કરું જે મને પેન્શન મળે છે હું ઇંગ્લેન્ડમાં આજે નથી રહી શકતો એ પેન્શનથી મને પૂરા નહીં થાય ઓકે તો મારા જેવા અમુક હશે એક તો ત્યાં સસ્તું છે બીજું ત્યાં સેફટી વધારે છે અહીંયા કરતાં અને વાતાવરણ અને તડકો જે છે એ તમારા હેલ્થ માટે બહુ સારું છે મેડિકલનું કાંઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ નથી તમે બીમાર થાવ ઓકે અહીંયા તો ફ્રી છે પણ ત્યાં સસ્તું છે અને જેઓ હુ કાન્ટ એફોર્ડ કોમ્યુનિટીવાળા પે કરે છે એટલે એ ફાયદો છે હા શું હા ત્યાં જમાત ધ્યાન રાખશે જમાત ગણાવનું ધ્યાન રાખે છે એમ તમારું ધ્યાન રાખશે પણ લોકલ લેવલે તમારા ઇન્ટરનેશનલ લેવલે નહીં લોકલ લેવલે હા હા ત્યાં માણસો રસ્તામાં સૂતા નથી હમણાં વાતાવરણ જુદું છે 20 વર્ષ પહેલાં હતું આજે નથી મેં હમણાં કીધું તમને આજની ગરીબી એવી નથી આજની ગરીબી એજ્યુકેશન હાઉસિંગ અને બિઝનેસ હા આ ક્યારે ડોંગરીમાં હવે તમે સ્લમ્સમાં જાઓ તો મળશે તમે ક્યાં જાઓ છો સ્લમ્સમાં રહેવું છે તમને ના પણ સ્લમ્સ મુંબઈના સ્લમ્સ જે છે ગોવંડી છે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ ત્યાં માણસો બહુ ગરીબ હાલતમાં રહે છે અને અમુક જાણી જોઈને ત્યાં ગરીબી હાલતમાં રહે છે એ લોકો પૈસા ઘણું કમાવે છે ગોવંડીના માણસો
અહીંથી આપ જવાની બચ્ચા પૈદા કરે એ બચ્ચા એના કલ્ચરના થાય જેવી રીતે હવે અહીંયા જ જો બચ્ચા ગાંધાથી આવ્યા એના બચ્ચા સીધો એવી રીતે અમારે બધા જે જન્મે છે બધા બાપ જેવા નથી થતા બનેલા જાય ત્યાં જાય કામ કરે તો કામ હોતી છે માણસો કેટલા વખત આપશે આફ્રિકામાં આપે છે આ 40 વર્ષથી આપે છે રમઝાન થાય આપે પૈસા હાથ મંગાવે શું ફાયદો 30-40 વર્ષ સુધી જોઈએ પૈસા
નો તમને લાગતું હોય અહીંયા તમારા માટે સારું છે વધારે સારું છે તો તમે અહીંયા રહી શકો છો મારી દ્રષ્ટિએ ઇન્ડિયા વધારે સારું છે
મારા પછી નથી કહેતો જનરલ કહું છું
હા જનરલ પણ જેને લાગતું હોય
સજેસ્ટ કરું છું જવાને અને પૂછ કરી જવાને અને લઈ જાઓ હવે કેટલા વર્ષ અમે જીવશું 5 વર્ષ
તમને લાગતું હોય તમારા માટે અહીંયા સારું છે બિસ્મિલ્લા મારા માટે ત્યાં બહુ સારું છે 500 પાઉન્ડની જરૂર છે બસ અને અહીંયા પેન્શન તમને 500 પાઉન્ડથી વધારે મળે છે જી સોરી એક્સક્યુઝ મી મને સવાલ પ્લીઝ પ્લીઝ લેટ હિમ સ્પીક તમે ત્યાં બારે જઈને વાતો કરો ને પ્લીઝ Yeah.
Whoever wanted to go to some tourist attractions, they were also accommodated. Now, Shabir Suleiman was arranging the trip, and he went to India first to meet all the Jamaats. He was recommended not to come to India for the trip. It wasn't safe for us to go there.
At that time, no?
About 5 years ago. And that trip was cancelled.
World Federation Heritage come every year. Every year they come.
This was from Haiti.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you, depending on who you go and who you talk to. If you talk to somebody who has failed his chartered accountancy, he will tell you not to do chartered accountancy. You have to talk to the people in their right mind.
No, he went and talked to all the Jamaat officials over there in India. And they recommended him that it wasn't very safe for us to go there.
That's new to me. Ji. Sorry. 1 minute, Doctor. Salam.
I just want to say that I was fortunate to go 4 years ago to Bhavnagar and I met Muhsin. I met the university teachers and some students. I found it very interesting that whether I want to move there or not is something else. But the discussion is that safe to go or not to go. The best way is go there, do your research, and if you find that you are better off here or you don't want to move, that's fine. And if you get the liking of moving there, then move. That doesn't mean Muhsin Bhai is 100% right or the other Jamaats are wrong. It is
Ini aku yang bayar je.
who have to do
Mai tahu.
your research. Thank you.
Mana bayar je.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل
Marcia first, yeah.
But Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli. We are starting with Marcia and then Surah Yasin. You are requested to take your seats, please.